Yo, what is up, you guys? It is Gnosis the God here. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. And today we're gonna be talking about my computer. I get a lot of questions about this in the comments. I know a lot of you guys are like really into this kind of thing, and I thought I'd make a video about just talking about the computer that I have, the specs surrounding it. I did build it myself, so it was quite a long process. But I thought I'd make a video, telling you guys how exactly I make these YouTube videos, why I chose these specific parts to my computer to optimize my abilities on YouTube and streaming and in gaming. So the first thing we'll start off with is the graphics card I have. Now, when I originally built my PC, I had a GTX 660, but since then I've upgraded my friend. I bought an AMD, an MSI R9 380 from my friend. It's a 4GB graphics card, so it doubled the memory that my old graphics card, the 660, had, which is really nice. I really like it. It runs games pretty well. It gets the job done well, I guess. It really does work well for gaming. Graphics cards, if you guys don't know, is really like the big, that's the muscle part of your computer when it comes to gaming. So it's basically the most important part if you want to use your computer for gaming. So it's good to invest a lot of money into that, the majority of your money into that. So yeah, guys, so I have an R9 380, it's a 4GB GDR5 memory in there. And then the next most important thing I'd argue is the CPU. I currently am running an AMD Fx-6300 and I'm overclocking it. It has a base clock of around 3.5 gigahertz, but I'm overclocking it to 4.1 gigahertz. On top of that, I'm not using the stock fan because it would overheat a lot. I bought a separate fan, which is really nice. And I did have a lot of issues originally when I started overclocking this CPU. I had a lot of issues with my computer freezing because it was overheating. It was getting super hot, and it would just freeze, especially when I was doing things sometimes during gaming, but mostly when I was rendering videos, because that's really CPU intensive, and my computer would just crash sometimes. It'd just freeze and I'd have to hard restart it, and I'd lose all my progress on that video. So that always sucked. I haven't been having that issue recently. It hasn't happened to me in a couple of months, so I kind of got the setup nice going here. I cleaned out the inside of my computer. It was super dusty, and I think that's one of the things that caused more heat to be trapped inside the case, which caused it to overheat a couple times, or overheat much more often, which is, I cleaned it out so that doesn't happen anymore, which is good. But like I said, guys, FX-6300, it's a 6-core, and I'm clocking it at 4.1. I did have a different CPU at the beginning. It was an AMD Fx-3500, I think, but that thing wasn't really that good. It was a really cheap CPU, so it did okay in gaming, but I really needed a new one. CPU, another thing I forgot to point out is that CPUs are really important for streaming. So if you don't have a good CPU, you're not going to be able to stream. These days, the streaming software is kind of being pushed more towards being able to use your graphics card power for streaming as well, which really helps the quality of the stream. But it's really good to have a good CPU for the streaming and video rendering, which is why I upgraded to the 6300, which was a little bit more expensive than my past CPU, but it was definitely worth the upgrade. The next thing I've got is my motherboard. Once again, when I first built this computer and I had no idea what I was doing, I bought a macro motherboard, which was really too small, really wasn't very good. And so since then I've upgraded to the MSI 970. It's a really nice motherboard. I had no issues with it, and it really gets the job done well. And inside that motherboard, I've got 8 gigabytes of RAM. RAM is also very important for your gaming experience, and just really using your computer. RAM is important. So yeah, guys, that's my computer. I built it a year or two ago, and since then it's just been an ongoing project. I've just been kind of adding to it, taking parts away, adding new parts and things like that to really optimize. As I learned more about it and had more money to use, I've been able to upgrade it and kind of grown it. So grown it in its power, I guess. So yeah, guys, I just thought I'd make a video about that, because a lot of you guys I know are starting on YouTube, or just are curious about this kind of thing, and honestly, you don't really need a super crazy computer like this. I started out with a $300 laptop when I started here on YouTube, so you really don't need a super crazy PC. But when that becomes available to you, it does actually help a lot, and it helps a lot in productivity. So that's my CPU, or those are the specs for my computer. I can leave all the specs, the written specs, in the description below if you guys want to check that out, or want to buy anything on Amazon or anything like that. But yeah, those are the parts I'd recommend. I'm also running, I have a dual monitor setup. It is so helpful to have dual monitors. One of them's ultra widescreen, which is really nice. You honestly don't even, the ultra widescreen, you don't even need two monitors for, just because it's so wide. It's basically two monitors on its own. But I got another 1080. I have another 1080p monitor hooked up to my computer, so that when I am gaming and I can record, when I record when I'm gaming, it's in full 1080p, not like a weird widescreen resolution. That's the main reason why I have that second monitor. But it's also nice to have two. It's not even just for YouTube. Like, it helps me a lot for school, like when I'm doing research papers and things like that. It's actually really nice. So that's basically all the parts of my computer, I think. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you have any questions for me about my computer or my setup or anything like that, please leave it in the comments below and I'll respond to every single question that I see. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter in the descriptions below. I'm becoming a lot more active on Twitter, definitely, for sure. I'm trying to be more active on Instagram, but I'm definitely super active on Twitter right now, so you guys want to hit me up there, go ahead and feel free to do so. That's going to wrap it up for this video, though, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, peace out.
No dreams too big, chase anything, got the passion to do. Only a dream till it happens to you. Finally seeing money, now I'm acting a fool. Never thought touring the world all year would be something I might actually do. Friends came through, got me so high, I forgot who I was passing it to. Party in a mansion, splash in a pool. Reminiscing 06, back in the school. My whole crew come through and rap with us too. Couple of them big goons packing a tool. Go ahead and try and talk shit on me. I squad up, came back with a